Oh ya, sip, udah masuk. Selamat malam. Kembali lagi di siapa yang streaming game Senin-Senin. Ya seperti yang bisa terlihat sekarang ada layout baru. Dan PNG tubernya udah bisa ngedip sekarang. Jadi dibantuin sama salah satu temanku yang ilustrator buat bikin ada versi ngedipnya.
Customary to don a nightcap before bed, though I suppose you can see why I choose to ignore that particular tradition.
Dan ada layout baru. Jadi kemarin coba-coba layout baru supaya nggak terlalu nutupin apa namanya? Nggak terlalu nutupin layar gamenya. Dia malam ini Pioneer accepts an offer to model for a luxury band. Jadi malam ini ya sebelum itu resource dulu.
Which of these darlings shall we attend to first? Do you have a little
Gue melihat dia kedip. Yes, dia sudah bisa berkedip-kedip.
At your service.
Cloth you with the armor of the forest.
Do keep calm, please. Please, allow me. Stay back, I say. Knock, knock. Room service. A real troublemaker of a guest, aren't you?
I weave the gown with thorns. You shall repay with sacrifice of wounds.
Dream. Do you have a little favor? Go ahead, bring down something
No need to look back.
classic.
They are much naughtier than the Foundation's gates.
Sebetulnya pengen nyoba juga. Selamat Anda berkedip ya. Sebetulnya pengen nyoba juga bisa ganti ekspresi. Bisa ganti ekspresi. Cuman controller tuh ngekontrol ganti ekspresinya harus manual. Kalau lagi main gamenya kayak BioShock kemarin, itu input dari keyboard bakal amburadul sih sebetulnya. Oke. Jadi ya. Oh enggak, belum. Ya, harus escape memang belum dikerjain. Sebentar.
It is customary to don a nightcap before bed.
Minggu depan mungkin kalau udah tahu caranya pengen coba ganti ekspresi. Total ada 3 ekspresi. Ada kemarin udah berhasil bikin yang netral, yang angry, dan yang horrified.
Hey, my friend.
Kembali ke penjara. Oh ya, ini sih Dores Weaving of Shadows.
Fate. Yes. It looms over us, yet each of us may hold the power to steer its course.
Oh, dia nggak ada ini ya, nggak ada suara. Betul, sudah bisa berkedip. Kalau ada yang tertarik buat bikin PNG tubernya, ada link di description buat si software yang buat nganimasiinnya. Julio. Betul, literally pakai PNG. Makanya namanya ada VTuber, ada PNG tuber. PNG tuber unofficial sih rasanya. Kalau VTuber kan pakai ada riggingnya segala macam dan dia nangkep movement dari webcam. Kalau yang ini PNG tuber cuman merespons ke voice activity, kayak ke suara kita.
I didn't know you've written to Aleph too.
The 5 short stories in your collection. Ini lucunya ya, repetitive narrative is indeed an important topic in literary criticism. Dulu waktu SMP atau SMA, aku pernah iseng nanya ke guru bahasa Indonesianya, wah Pak, kalau kayak gini kan berarti kalimatnya repetitif loh. Tergantung kalau memang Anda tujuannya adalah bikin repetitif nggak apa-apa. Terus kayak, oh gitu ya. Padahal selama ini kukira berapa paragraf kalau ada sesuatu yang repetitif orang-orang protes, tapi terus dia bilang gitu. Ya, ya juga.
Aleph.
Ini filter atau shader diapain mas bagian sini? Tangled Strands of Las Babas del Diablo. What's that? Aduh, pengen googling. Mana tablet? Apa tadi namanya? Las Babas del Diablo. Diablo demon kan? Las Babas. What's Las Babas? Let me Google that. Oh, ada. Babas del Diablo. Oh, Las Babas del Diablo itu short story, kumpulan cerita pendek dari penulis Argentina Julio Cortázar. Bahasa Inggrisnya Blow Up and Other Stories. Pernah jadi film juga. Kenapa? Kenapa game gacha ini banyak Easter egg-nya? Aesthetic good. Jadi kalau kemarin tidak menyimak streaming ini dan bingung kenapa tiba-tiba hitam putih. Jadi kalau kayak POV-nya pindah ke si Dores itu buta. Jadi tiap kali pindah ke POV-nya dia kayak gitu langsung hitam putih kayak gini. Nah nih, si Dores.
I'm truly flattered by your invitation. I'd be delighted to join the Poetry Society. But might I trouble you with one question, Mr. Idealist?
Alep. Loh, mana? Harusnya masih ada satu item lagi. Kok nggak ini? Sebentar, mana? Kok nggak nambah sih? Nggak nambah ini?
This is a serious violation of the rules. I'll have to report this to the physician, and all of your treatments will need to be reassessed. Until a new treatment plan is in place, all members of La Sociedad are confined to their cells without any of their usual privileges.
This is not what we agreed to.
You gave us your word! Affairs within La Sociedad were not to be disturbed!
Please, don't do this. Please, he doesn't deserve this. No one does. We don't want to lose our friend.
Masalahnya teman Anda menggila.
Please, Senora. I swear it won't happen again. I'll take the medicine on time as instructed. I promise I won't hurt anyone.
I'm sorry, Mr. Pablo, but rules are rules.
Before you take this poor man from his friends, may I ask you something? Do you know where these inmates go after they see the physician?
My duty is to keep order here. What happens beyond these walls is not my concern. Perhaps they've recovered from the physician's treatment and were returned to society.
Within these walls, the only truth we know is this. No one returns from the clinic of the physician of Kamala. Are you certain this treatment they received is really a cure?
Pablo is harmless. He's just a writer who has a talent for finding words and poems. That's all. Please, let him stay. We'll look after him. He can have our share of the medicine. We'll keep him in check.
But this doesn't conform to our regulations.
still as arrogant as ever, idealist.
Di penjara, betul.
One day, you'll get us all killed.
Ini si Octavia ya?
Oh, it's you. I'm glad to see you here.
Who is that?
That's Octavia, one of our model inmates. She's been a great help in the past.
Model inmates.
If you're interested in prison literature, I'd suggest talking to her instead of the idealist.
So, she's a writer too?
Who would have thought? This place has got writers coming out of the woodwork.
I thought it would be easy to find my writer friend in a prison. But what are the odds that I'd break into a place absolutely lousy with them?
She used to be in their gatherings, until she got tired of their nonsense and started her own faction.
What are you doing here, Octavia? Haven't you heard? The era of chieftains, ghosts, and plantation stories is over. Visceral realism is the future.
Apa itu visceral realism?
And has this brilliant visceral realism helped you finish any of these poems? What a waste of time. I'm not interested in your movement or arguing with you. I just walked by and happened to witness another episode of your brutal arrogance. And I'm not about to just stand aside and watch you repeat your mistakes. I'm taking Pablo to the physician. Care to lend a hand, Miss Jailer?
We agreed to mind our own business. Are you breaking our agreement? No one will be allowed to erase a word from our poems.
Jadi ternyata visceral realism itu ada istilah itu. A literary movement from Roberto Bolaño's novel The Savage Detectives. Dari Roberto Bolaño. The rival fictional poetry movements in Mexico City in the Savage Detectives. Berapa banyak Easter egg di game ini? Anyway, siapa ini? Kenapa kita harus ngegebukin dua-duanya? Hehehe, jangan gini dong. C nggak apa-apa.
Always ready to go.
Ha! An experienced adult is coming to your aid.
Dan healing peta shaman teh kemarin tak kasih apa sih? Shaman teh debuff sebetulnya.
The hunt begins.
Bisa jadi ya kebalikannya ya.
Let your ego cause enough trouble, idealist.
Better that than siding with the devil like you.
Enough. This pointless arguing ends now.
Great precision. A sharp blade. Time to heat up the forge. 8th Street style. My forge, my rules. Oh, good for you. I'm not even close, bro.
Aku tidak bawa healer. Well, shit. Well, shit. Aku tidak bawa healer.
Please let me.
Tadi kegeser 2 kali ya? Seperti kata Sule, Prikitiu.
Great precision.
强梁既出，王有不为。
Gak bawa healer, C, shieldnya belum keluar lagi. Jangan mati dulu.
Situation has escalated. Please stay behind me. Be careful. My responsibility.
This is not bad for a stretch.
Visual realism, I believe not.
Stand down, both of you.
Kok lagunya? Kenapa lagunya segini?
You've never listened. I pity your followers. To be led by such a reckless megalomaniac. Do you even think about the consequences of your actions? We fought hard to earn the freedom to discuss literature under their watch. Your impulsive ego threatens to destroy everything we've built here.
Spare me the lecture, Octavia. We don't need permission to do as we please. You're just another puppet of power, kneeling to the eyes behind those glass walls. They've trained you to believe it was your own decision, to be good and conform. Who could have done a better job?
Kalau kalian lihat orang berantem, bukan dilerai, ikut berantem. Adalah jawabannya Vertin. Ayo ikan, kita ikut berantem.
When I look at you, all I see is a sheep, docile and obedient, just the way the tower wants. What kind of work could someone like you create? Literature isn't defended by those lounging in cozy rooms, scribbling to soothing music.
Jangan gitu, Bapak. Saya senang dengerin Lofi.
Looked in a mirror, idealist? You've become a pathetic windmill tilting fool, a monster tearing down everything around you.
Windmill tilting fool.
A beast of prey, you mean? Naturally, a sheep would be appalled by the mere thought of such a creature. A fearful sheep caught in a vine, confusing the blade that would set it free with the jaws of a lion.
Such a master of metaphor. But I beg you, learn to distinguish right from wrong, fantasy from reality. Only then can you truly lead our people toward what's right.
Distinguish right from wrong? Don't make me laugh. Is that the limit of your vision?
You...
Gelut, gelut.
Compañeros, friends, listen to me. There is no truer home to literature than a prison.
No. No!
Who did this? Hands behind your head and drop to your knees. All of you, now! This is your last warning.
Idealist, you're bleeding. It's in your chest.
Dia ditembak, Roberta. Gimana dia gak bleeding?
You must.
Yes. Idealist?
Huh?
What's going on?
Ah, apa barusan?
Was he shot? Where did the bullet come from? Miss Jailer and you ladies over there, come give me a hand. We need to get him to the physician.
Waduh.
Did you do this, Octavia? You couldn't face the burning truth of his words, so you pierced his very heart instead. Justice was blazing with the fire of justice.
Mulai.
Or was it you, Jailer? Did you intend to crush the voice of poetry beneath your wheel of power? It has to be one of you, devils in disguise, beasts in human skin.
Can't you see? I had nothing to do with this. I'm as innocent as any of you. I've been trying to keep order here, to protect everyone. And now you blame me?
Don't listen to her! The idealist made it very clear! She's trying to get us punished for her own gain!
Yang satu beneran peace. Iya, Jailer peace, betul. Nah lo, rusuh sih, rusuh.
This is mad. You're accusing me without proof. It wasn't me.
This is getting out of hand. I suggest you ladies leave now.
No, wait! It all happened too fast. What happened to the idealist? Is he alright?
Tidak, dia tidak baik-baik saja, Recoleta.
I didn't even get a chance to ask about Aleph.
I agree with the jailer. Timekeeper, Miss Recoleta, let's get out of here.
His vitals are gone. At last, some peace and quiet. Well, for a liar and a thief like him, there's hardly a better end than this.
Roll the dice.
Just as I thought. You had it all along.
Jadi kemarin aku iseng nyari soal The Dice of Babylon. Itu terms yang muncul di reverse. Lucunya hasil googlingnya itu merujuk ke dadu sisi 20. Itu pertama kali dipakai, kalau nggak salah question mark, dipakai di kebudayaan Babilonia, dan itu tuh salah satunya dipakai untuk menghubungi dewa, tapi the exactnya bagaimana not sure. Nyarinya aku mesti nyari keyword, pakai keyword yang lain kayaknya. Oh iya, orang di dalam sini arkenis semua. Mereka bikin puisi bisa jadi magic. Mereka bikin puisi jadi incantation. State of Sao Paulo, ha? Miss Octavia dari Sao Paulo. Mr. Julio. Ah, Mr. Julio yang banker tadi. Kenapa literatur Amerika Latin sangat-sangat sesuatu... Waduh, Leo. Mr. Julio, what's wrong with you?
What are you all standing around for? Can't you see Julio's hurting himself?
Kalau ada orang jeduk-jedukin kepala, di stop.
It's Mr. Julio. He's hurt. Bleeding.
Kesurupan. Ya, kayaknya aku mesti pengen youtubernya aku masukin ekspresi yang lain deh.
Sounds like he's having an epileptic seizure. Perhaps I could offer some help.
Oh, epilepsi.
Please, Miss Octavia, help me so I can help him.
Benar juga, Dores kan dokter. Aku lupa, dia jurnalis dan dokter.
You seem experienced. Was it a major part of your responsibilities in São Paulo?
Jelas.
You're well prepared for your vision and ambition, for modesty is such an essential part of writing, and you've just demonstrated a skillful use of introspection.
Thank you for your kind words.
Ini tempat tidurnya luas ya. Buat ukuran penjara tempat tidurnya luas. Atau jangan-jangan tempatnya bukan tempatin sendiri.
It was foolish to think that ideas alone could ease people's pain.
Siapa sih physician ini?
Why?
Anda mulai berpikir.
Puzzles on top of puzzles. Questions after questions. My head.
Paramex.
I can't do this anymore.
Iya, ini kenapa tidak terisi? Gatel banget liatnya. Oh, nggak ding kayaknya. Ini ngebug deh. Upnya berapa sih? Udah level 30. Itu lawan si itu ya? Oh ya. Baiklah.
So many people here. Feels like trade season again. Stay behind me. I'll keep us safe.
Time to heat up the brave decision.
This crunch should do.
My turn.
Stay away from me.
Kenapa nggak? Loh, kok J-nya nggak nge-counter?
You are not welcome here.
Not even close, bro.
Oh,
Nice job.
wah kampret. No.
Oh, enough. Oh, be careful.
Kok giliran mereka nggak habis-habis?
Good for you.
Hah? Cung. Oke, apa yang terjadi? I don't know.
You are not welcome here. I said go away.
Ini nggak di auto. Kenapa jadi begitu? Lah elah, jadi this pada nggak bisa dong tadinya. Waduh.
We're not afraid of you.
Oh, masih bisa nge-heal. Patutu nih DPS.
You are not welcome here.
Gimana? Wah. Best memang Patutu.
Ladies, I must apologize for what happened back there.
Kan salah Anda sih.
We were caught off guard. There has never been a commotion of that scale before. I must report this to the physician.
Don't worry, Miss Jailer. We made it out in one piece.
Thank you for your understanding. Ordinarily, I would arrange to escort you to a safer location, but I'm afraid at this hour you'll have missed the last train. And the roads are icy at night.
Recoleta senang nih bisa tinggal di penjara.
We appreciate your kind consideration, Miss Jailer. But we still have some unfinished business here.
I see. I'll arrange a clean room in a safer section for you. We'll do our best to ensure your safety tonight.
Recoleta sih senang nih ya nginep di penjara ini.
They actually found us a spare room.
Bleak, quiet, and somber. It's a cell like all the others.
Ya iyalah.
Don't worry. This isn't the first time we've ended up on the wrong side of the bars.
Oh my god. Ini kan sampai jadi komik. Sampai jadi komik stripnya.
At least this time we're just here for the night, not a full sentence.
Soneto.
Though this cell is quite different from the ones we've been in before.
Not just the cell. The whole prison is unlike anything I've seen.
Iya memang prisonnya.
And the society they've been running here isn't some mere pastime. They're having real discussions about meaningful topics, even though the rest of the world has been cut off from them.
But we're still in an Arcanist prison. A place where conflicts and...
Mulai Soneto.
Let's not forget that.
Mulai Soneto Italian hand gesture.
These prisoners are mentally unstable and potentially dangerous. Miss Recoleta, with all due respect, we can't afford to see this place through rose-colored glasses. We'd be overlooking the risks, as we did earlier.
And with all due respect, Soneto, we didn't overlook any danger. At least I didn't. A writer must be observant if she is to accurately reflect the world in her writing.
Yo, thank you.
But you...
We came here with different goals. And still, none of them have been accomplished. I suggest we focus on our respective missions, instead of fighting with one another.
Apologies, Timekeeper. Miss Recoleta, I take back everything I said.
Don't apologize, Soneto. I'm at fault too. Sometimes I forget that words can be as sharp as swords. You were only thinking about our safety. I shouldn't have been so rude. I actually really admire how you fought back there. If you'd allow me, I'd like to write a poem for you, once my novel's finished.
Ya, novelnya kapan kelar?
That's terribly kind of you. But honestly, I think we've had enough poetry today to last a lifetime.
Let me know if you change your mind. By the way, did either of you see what happened to the idealist?
Mengingat kembali.
The jailer told me she went back to the gallery once everything calmed down. She found nothing. No blood, no shell cases, not even a trace of the idealist.
Timekeeper, now's really not the time for ghost stories.
Enggak gitu.
Do you mean that maybe the idealist somehow managed to get out of there on his own? Or perhaps someone else helped him?
Well, according to the idealist and our jailer, any inmates who are unwell will be taken to the physician. It's possible someone brought him there, while everyone else was shouting and running about.
You're right. It could be that he's with the physician right now. I'm relieved. That was a sudden plot twist, but a visionary of his magnitude doesn't deserve to die in silence like that.
To be fair, the gunshot was quite loud, as was the ensuing commotion.
Nonetheless, he couldn't have just died like that. I mean, the writers would riot if a writer were to kill off a character so abruptly. But you believe he's still alive too, am I right?
Am I right?
There's nothing that we can be certain of for now. But on a brighter note, we didn't come back empty-handed from our mission either, Sonetto. We found Dr. Dores' signature in the gallery.
Copium.
She was here.
But we didn't see her at the gathering. Could something have happened to her, like with the idealist?
Do you think she was also sent to the physician and never made it back?
This is all just speculation. If we want to find the idealist, or Dr. Dores, we need to speak to this physician first. Miss Recoleta, do you believe that the idealist could be your pen pal, Aleph?
Whether he is or not, he's still my best lead. Amigas, I've had this strange feeling in my gut since we got here. Something is slowing us down.
Migas.
Now, to figure out what it is...
Enak ya manggil amigas.
Look, it's a wild guess, but just wait till I finish. It feels like everything happening in this prison is somehow connected to my novel, El auge y la caída de la cordura.
Eh?
We're no strangers to wild guesses, and sometimes they're closer to the truth than you'd think. So this...
The rise and fall of sanity.
Huh?
Sorry. What exactly is your story about?
Huh. Nunca pensé que te interesaría.
Senang dia nanyain.
Sorry, it's been a while since I told it from the beginning. A few years ago, I worked as a forest ranger. It happened in a desert town called Amalfitano, in Sonora, back in 1975.
1975.
You know what? Most people say the beginning's a bit hard to get into, except for Aleph. I'm thinking of rewriting it.
Udah lanjutin ceritanya, Ibu.
But if you like the sound of it so far, maybe I could read you the latest part I just finished?
Gak usah, lanjutin aja. Lanjutin, Recoleta.
Please.
Malah revisian lagi nih anak.
Todo empezó con los datos de frecuencia de las cintas. El patrón general parecía haber cambiado. Al principio, la investigadora de paracausalidad lo atribuyó a un error estadístico. Un fallo, tal vez. Oh, sorry. But after a few days...
In English.
Ridiculous calculations. That explanation only became less and less plausible. The odds of success and failure kept shifting, and the chance of repeating the previous result kept growing. It was as if someone had tampered with the rules and tweaked it to their liking. She took her findings to Amalfitano, the town of nothing, as they called it then. Near the old looms, she met a blind weaver who spoke softly of an old tale. I heard a strange rustling at dawn, like a die rolling along a wooden floor. Then the morning light dimmed and died. That was the last time I saw the sun. My own hands were the threads I worked with. The second time I heard the die roll, I was told the oxen in the fields sank to their knees and never stood again. By the third roll, the fields were crawling with frogs. Plows ran over them, and some still writhed, squeezing themselves deeper into the cracks in the earth. The fourth time the die rolled, 10 dormice plunged into the sea in a strange sleepwalk, and 10 bears feasted for the last time before winter arrived.
Itu cerita apa?
The final roll of the die was cast in a cage during a duel. Before a crowd of eager eyes, the winner left with 10 pounds of gold, and the loser left with 10 flies, which fell on him to feast.
13 pun gak paham atau dia paham? Atau Soneto paham? Aku gak paham.
Is that all?
Is that all?
Seems like it.
Well, there's more, but I haven't quite figured those parts out yet. Any thoughts? Anything. I can take it. Please, I really need some feedback.
Masalahnya kurang gak ngerti Recoleta.
I wonder if the protagonist ever finds this die of Babylon in the end.
Oh, Verton, it isn't a real die, it's just a metaphor.
Oh, I see. I must have missed that. Sorry. Still, it's a beautiful story. Sad, but beautiful.
Oh, I see nga, 13.
Sure, isn't it? Aleph warned me about this. In our last correspondence, he suggested adding the blind weaver to shed light on the hidden theme.
Nah, kita bisa ngulang lagi nggak? Oh, bisa. Oh, I see nga, 13 sangat.
Oh, I see. I must have missed that. Sorry. Still, it's a beautiful story. Sad, but beautiful.
Oh, I see nga, luar biasa.
It helped at first, but even with a sage advice, no matter how hard I tried, the plot just didn't seem to move forward. Feel stuck in that village with them, lost, dazed, isolated inside their small, disconnected moments. Something crucial is missing, leaving gaps between the characters and the scenes. Should I change the storyteller's perspective? Start a different angle?
Ngulang dong.
Maybe rewrite the characters completely?
Jangan,
What
astaga.
should I do?
Klip jadiin soundboard. Nanti ya. Bisa, harusnya bisa ya. Oh, I see.
You said your story somehow connects to what's happening here in the Panopticon. What makes you think that?
It's a strange feeling. Like, everything here belongs to a dream I once had. Only, I can't remember it.
Terus apa kaitannya sama ceritanya?
You have a sense of déjà vu?
Deja vu.
It's nothing to worry about. Our psychiatrist friend Kakania told me those moments are often the result of a dysfunctional connection between two parts of the brain. Like a little glitch in our heads.
Soneto ngobrol apa sama kakaknya? Oh ya, tapi mengingat skit-skit yang kemarin ya, pasti dia ngobrol.
No, it's nothing like déjà vu.
Deja vu.
Déjà vu is a single moment, a specific situation. But here it's everything. La sociedad, the rules, the idealist, even the incidents in the gallery. Each one unfolds in a similar pattern, like the grooves on a record, telling a story I feel I've listened to before. Amalfitano and Comala. They're two sides of that same record, playing out the same tune. Whatever happens in my story seems to be happening here too.
Misalnya bagian mana?
I had that feeling when I met you as well, Miss Verton.
What?
At first I thought it was only an interesting coincidence. You're much like the first character in my story. A traveler with a suitcase.
Tapi kan cuma segitu miripnya ya.
But then I realized, the doctor, your Dores, she's like the blind weaver who lost her sight to the die despite having always been faithful to it. And the jailer, she's the bank clerk who assisted the corporation in taking over the town in order to escape her past. And the idealist, he's the murdered donkey driver. And the die of Babylon,
Recoleta, stop cocok logi.
Mis queridos amigos ficticios. ¿Qué rayos les está pasando?
Wait. Are you saying that everyone we've met here matches a character from your story? Like some kind of archetype? That sounds unbelievable. But then again, maybe you're onto something. You see the world through a different lens that none of us share.
The characters, the events here are mirroring my story too.
Bagian mananya?
He's the only one who truly understood my story. If things are playing out just like my novel, then maybe Aleph is in fact still here.
Are you suggesting that someone is controlling the panopticon in order to make it follow the same plot as your story? That they've set the rules, started the poetry group, planned the attack on the idealist, and tried to prevent us from finding Dr. Dores? If that's true, Miss Recoleta, it's very likely that the one acting against us is in fact Aleph himself.
But No! How could that be possible? Why? Why would he do this? I don't see any reason why he'd be connected. He's an intelligent, cultured, and profound person, not a common killer. No, none of this adds up.
Remember, Dr. Dores was brought to Ushuaia by the Xeno rebels. And we know they're connected to Manus Vindicte. If this Aleph really is hiding Dores from us, he may be working with them.
Wah. Tuh.
Oh, my... Soneto. I didn't know you had such a flair for stories. Maybe you should join us and become a visceral realist too.
Visceral realist.
I think you're only imagining things. Perhaps you were inspired by this strange prison?
Perhaps we all need to start writing our own stories. Come out now. Whoever's out there, speak up. How can we help you?
Who's there?
Oh, sudah pas rekomendasinya. Let's go, rekomendasinya sudah pas.
Easier to fight here than a back alley. Time to heat up the fort.
This one should do.
Now dance. My turn.
Nah, itu si Octavia kayaknya.
You are not welcome here.
Great decision.
Oh look, here's another one.
Sharp blade. Time to heat up the fort. Alright, deep breath in. My forge, my rules. Why don't I introduce you to the lady in my life?
Give me a hand, friends. I can't do this alone.
Brave decision. Now dance. Ha ha!
Our courage and determination brought us victory. Everyone, you have my respect.
Ah. Typewriternya aneh ya bentuknya. Speak of Manus Vindicte, their tone is always light, often laced with jokes, colorful description like a greasy-headed musician smearing tiles like a drunk Edward Goya. Siapa Edward Goya? Kayaknya pernah denger. Nulis? Nulis puisi? Frequently come up in their poetry. Ignore this similarity, perhaps out of denial, perhaps because of this prison had already taught them to obey, also subconsciously. Oh, ini buat tulisannya Dores dong ya? But as far as I know, Manus Vindicte did bring their terror here. Thus mass drove Arcanis to insanity and caused unbearable suffering as if they were caught in an inescapable snare. The prolonged torment, they lost their ability to utter even a single phrase of their own language, reduced to slaves of this underground faction. Left with only singular thought, their souls having left the empty husk of their former selves. And as for humans, humans and Arcanis, it seems they were driven to death en masse. En masse? At night, they were not allowed prolonged sleep, woken by their companions every hour to sit beneath the watchtower and chant prayers. And by dawn, high-intensity training interrogations that did not require or expect any answers would begin again. The purpose of Manus Vindicte is buried beneath this cruel method, as clear as the deepest crevice in the sealed ice field. It's nothing but destruction. Apakah ini tumbal? Langsung lanjut yang hard aja ya. Ya deh sekalian. 3.30, yes, why not? Let's go. Cocok.
The hunt begins.
The hunt begins.
Sharp blade. Your command.
Oh look, here's another one.
I'm an artist with steel. Ah!
I'm not done.
Time to heat up the forge. Good decision. My forge, my rules.
Ha-ha! Move!
Mam, counter.
I'm not done.
Wah, jebol shieldnya.
Sharp blade. Command.
Heal. Ya heal aja.
My turn. Now dance.
We stand together. Oh, enough!
Counter. Follow up. Counter. Counter. Follow up. Counter.
Alright, deep breath in. Time to heat up the forge.
Buff. Ya the buff lagi aja.
Great decision. Give me a hand, friends. I can't do this alone. My forge, my rules. Now dance.
Tuh kan Syamane cepet banget ininya, ultinya.
You want me to?
Alright, you're on a ride to the corner of butt kicking
We'll find
me.
our home.
Giliran siapa? Giliran kita. Counter, follow up. Counter, follow up.
This is not bad for a stretch.
Turn based on siapa? Based on kita. Ada Jadi ya. Yes. Cuma 1300, masih jauh. 540 stars. Ya hard mode-nya masih banyak. Oke. Ini story only. Game ini turn based on siapa? Based on kita.
Easy. It's me, Garcia. We met at the gallery earlier.
Ngomong dari tadi.
Please, I come in peace.
It's you, Octavia! The murderer herself!
Nuduh? Apa buktinya?
Calm yourself, Miss Recoleta. The jailer has already confirmed that she wasn't the one to fire at the idealist. The shot came from somewhere else in the room. Miss Octavia, what brings you here at this hour?
I come here out of goodwill. Believe me, I didn't want any bloodshed either. I understand you just arrived today. There's something you need to know about the inmates here.
What's wrong dengan inmates di sini?
We're outcasts, rejected by society and literature, and our privileges are limited within these walls. But before I started my own literature group, I struck a deal with the Panopticon authorities. If we cooperate and stay out of trouble, they'd leave us be. We could discuss literature freely and openly in Comala. Such a thing may seem trivial to you, but this is of immense importance to us.
Oh, there's no happier thing in this world than discussing literature. No one should ever put limits on it.
You're right, Recoleta. But we're prisoners here. There are certain rules we have to follow. Except, the idealist didn't see it our way. He refused to compromise, believing that the long poem and his so-called ism could break us free from the cage of the ever-watchful eye.
Perhaps he was right. You might have achieved more if you'd listened to him. After all, visceral realism keeps us connected to who we are. You have to believe in the truth of visceral realism, because out there, beyond these walls, many of us still do.
And what has it changed? Garcia, you're the latest inmate here. Tell us, 3 months ago, before they arrested you and took you here, what has the visceral realism movement accomplished out there?
At first, it was revolutionary. Young poets joined in droves. We held gatherings. And the literary world seemed alive again. I was just a kid when the leading poets left the city. Everyone thought it was only temporary. But they didn't come back. And nothing has happened since. No one says it. But we all know. Visceral realism died in 1977.
No, not for me. It's not dead as long as people still believe in it. I believe in it.
Belief, faith, what is this obsession with the true self? Why does your type always insist on there being a true self hiding beneath our roles in society? Our disciplines?
Look at the idealist. He never once stopped fighting for what he believed in, even long after he was put behind these bars.
Idealist, what a name he gave himself. Who will he be when he finally breaks free from the eyes of the central tower? when he's left without his willful audience. And nobody. That's what. And that is a truth even he is terrified of.
Miss Octavia, I hope you've come with something more important to share than just some criticism of the idealist.
You're right. I have an important message for you.
Captain karisma ceknya +7.
I heard you were looking for her. The woman from the Sao Paulo Veterans Residence. She used
Akhirnya ada info.
didn't she?
Yes, that's right. Do you know her? You're the first person I've met here to speak plainly about her. Do you know where she might be?
We crossed paths, but only briefly. I'm not sure where she's gone. Maybe the authorities know. However, she left this with me. I think you'll need it more than I do. We have other matters to attend to. I'll leave you to your business. Garcia, shall we?
The physician told me the horrifying truth about the panopticon of Kamala and the power behind it. Manus Vindictae.
Mereka?
By becoming the panopticon's sole patron, they seized control of the resources and the allocation system, turning this place into a living hell. I suspect that the physician, the current highest authority here, is responsible for this situation. I discovered that the inmates were put through brutal training, even when they were too sick to carry out their tasks. They also forced pure-blood Arcanist inmates to wear their masks, effectively turning them into murmuring puppets.
Just as we suspected, Manus Vindictae is orchestrating everything. No wonder we didn't find them in the city. They've been hiding here all along.
No one would have thought to come looking for them here.
Ngumpetnya di mana? Di penjara.
But why would Miss Octavia bring this to us? What's in it for her? Do you think she's trying to mislead us, Timekeeper?
Maybe, but the handwriting in that notebook is most certainly Erd's. If she's leading us astray on purpose, why? Miss Recoleta, what do you think? Could she be Aleph?
Not a chance. Haven't you seen how she denies everything beautiful in the world? Aleph would never be so biased. No. Aleph is like a mirror. He reflects both light and shadow. But, Octavia, maybe she hasn't looked at the shadow within for a long time. I know that look on her face. It's the look of a writer. I've seen so many like her during my trip. The faces of a lost, struggling generation.
Dr. Merlin, I'm here to report on today's events.
Come in.
There was a commotion in the gallery today, sir. An inmate known as the Idealist was severely injured. The inmates nearby said he lost consciousness from blood loss. However, after we put everyone back in their cell, the idealist was gone. I made a sweep of the grounds, but there was no trace of him. It's possible that he regained consciousness and went into hiding. I'll perform a full search tomorrow.
Si jailer ini kerja sendiri doang nih.
No need.
Sir?
He knew the consequences of breaking the rules, did he not?
Sir, with all due respect, I think today's incident proved just how dangerous it is to let the inmates keep their weapons. We never should have let them walk around with deadly weapons. Even if we had to, we should have doubled the guards. We can't expect them to follow their own rules simply out of fear of the central tower.
Such matters fall beyond your purview, jailer. You only need to do what's required of your title. Is there anything else?
There is another thing. 2 guests from the Foundation came through today. They said they were looking for someone named Dores. They've shown a willingness to cooperate, though they were involved with the incident in Corridor Zero. Sir, there is one more thing. I told Miss Octavia we're short on rations, and she's adjusted the inmates' portions accordingly, but that won't last long. Manus Vindicti stopped providing supplies back in March, and Sino has collected all the prisoners they had previously placed in her custody. I just wonder why they have so suddenly withdrawn from Ushuaia and brought all the prisoners with them. I also noticed that we haven't received any orders from the government since Warden Tartuffe was transferred. In fact, we haven't had any communication with them at all. Sir, in frank terms, we're facing down a serious shortage of medicine, food, and basic supplies. At this rate, the Panopticon will soon be unable to operate. Where will our inmates go then? Can we ask the Foundation for help? They've sent their people here. Maybe they're interested in the Panopticon? I could arrange a meeting if you like.
You're unusually talkative today.
Karena ini penting.
Pardon, sir?
That's fascinating, you know. You've become so much more concerned about this place and its inmates than when you first started. You are now dictated by your title.
I didn't mean to overstep. I'm sorry.
You can go now. I have a great deal of work to do. Oh, and one more thing. Make sure this month's Kamala Congress is held according to schedule.
Yes, sir.
Kamala Congress.
How many times have I warned you about this? The idealist has to go. He's nothing but trouble for us. You're too soft on him, Aleph. Look at the mess he has us in now. Calm down. He's a rabble-rousing thief, a self-destructive maniac, a snake in the grass. He even stole the Tea of Kamala from me. He's nearly ruined everything we've worked for.
Ya bukannya mikirin supply kok malah kongres.
Nothing more than a die can do. You were there today. You saw what he did. He managed to change the Panopticon with this die, even if only for a second. He'll ruin my work, Aleph. He's a slave to his passion. His head is filled with impulsive thoughts. I don't trust him. We can't trust him. I've done everything you've asked. Now it's time to do your part. Time's ticking down. I can't afford any further mistakes. No one can be permitted to stop my experiment in the Panopticon. I'll prove it to them that we have found the path to the ultimate answer.
Ultimate answer menjawab pertanyaan apa? Apakah pertanyaannya mana duluan, ayam duluan atau telur duluan? Apa lagi nih? Based on the above information and recent intelligence from the Timekeeper's squad, it is confirmed that Xenos Defector unit has entered Komala prison, which held numerous arcanists, withdrew from Ushuaia on March 2nd. The operation clearly involved cooperation with Manus Vindicte. The current whereabouts of the defectors remains unclear, pending further intelligence from the Timekeeper squad. Oh, attachment 428. During the third Komala Congress, tanda tanya daily dose of diazepam. Aku familiar dengan diazepam. Diazepam was reduced from 2 3/4 tablets to none, replaced with 2 classified poetry collections and 60 chlorpromazine tablets to be taken 1.5 per day. Diazepam itu penahan sakit bukan sih? 2 days, 11 hours, 8 minutes, and 4 seconds later, an 8mm crack appeared on the bar of his cells. Mentions of the other way increased from 3 times. Apa ini? During the 6th Komala Congress, question mark, supply of fluoxetine and valproate was completely discontinued, replaced with 4 classified Nile 6759 liter resurrections and 4 rolls of 400 cm bandages. 4 meter. Mereka mencoba mengobati orang dengan literatur.
La cabaña con el techo azul estaba silenciosa como siempre. En un sueño fugaz, la investigadora de paracausalidad descubrió la verdad detrás del dado de Babilonia. Examinó cuidadosamente los patrones ocultos, como un astuto astrólogo rastrea los movimientos de las estrellas. Lo que pueda parecer errores o accidentes no niega las verdades del destino. Por el contrario, afirman su existencia. Solo pregúntale al gran Heráclito. En un universo no observado, el dado de Babilonia gira perpetuamente, dictando el destino de todos en un tiempo que es tanto infinitamente largo como infinitamente corto. Mira, cerró los ojos. Respetaba la aleatoriedad de los números y el destino. Respetaba el juicio del dado. De lo contrario, se habría perdido sumisamente en los huecos del tiempo y bajaría para siempre como un fantasma en el olvido.
First, allow me to make one thing clear. I had absolutely nothing to do with what happened to the idealist yesterday. I swear it on my career as a writer.
Kan Anda bukan writer.
As you all know, the idealist and I are the representatives of the two factions of La Sociedad de Poetas de las Américas. As you also know, we have been at peace since the Let Sleeping Dogs Lie agreement was signed a few months ago.
Pada glitching sih?
Despite our differing views, we have coexisted to this day under the watchful gaze of the Central Tower. Rest assured that we will work tirelessly to locate the missing idealist.
Don't put so much pressure on yourself, Miss Octavia. His death wasn't your fault. After all, he was the one who threw the first verbal dagger.
Ya, ribut meneh deh ini.
Show some respect, you morons. The idealist is missing, not dead. I'm sure he'll show up in one piece before we know it.
Yakin.
Better face the hard truth now, Roberta. Though, I have to say, it won't be easy for you to find a new leader as mad as him.
Please, everyone, quiet down.
Harap tenang semuanya.
According to the agreement, today's Congress should have been chaired by the idealist. Since he is still missing, I will be acting on his...
Pardon my lateness. Go ahead. I'm ready to moderate. Miss Vert, I looked over the incarceration and visitor records from the past 6 months. There was no mention of anyone named Dores.
Then it seems only the physician knows the whereabouts of Dr. Dores. Miss Jailer, we need to meet with the physician. It's important.
Listen, you really shouldn't take the inmates' ramblings too seriously. But if it's as critical as you say, I'll make another request later. That said, I'm afraid the meeting won't happen for at least a few days.
Understood.
For now, please join us for today's Congress.
Espectacular! Do you hold literary salons like this every day? This place is practically a writer's paradise. So, you're the host of the salon, Octavia? I say we set aside our differences and have a titillating literary discussion.
You've come at the right time. You may serve as witnesses for the Congress alongside the jailer, like a citizen's jury in a court.
Your suggestion aligns with the congressional rules. Very well.
Huh? Congress? Witnesses? Isn't this a salon? Which topic are we discussing? Literary theories? Schools? Principles? Languages? Oh, narrative perspectives?
None of those. This Congress is about the randomness of fate, Miss Recoleta.
Randomness of fate?
Dear visitors from the Foundation, allow me to introduce the Kamala Congress. What happened yesterday was merely a brief anomaly. In the Panopticon, spontaneous order among the inmates is the norm, and the Kamala Congress serves as its truest reflection.
Spontaneous order?
Yes. Through the Congress, the inmates assign and distribute medication, communal duties, and rest periods. They are entirely self-regulated.
I hereby announce the commencement of the 7th Kamala Congress.
cardboard box, and is that a paper die? It has 20 sides. Huh?
We carefully examine hidden patterns, much like an astute astrologer tracks the movements of the stars.
Sebuah 1D20.
Isn't this just like the Die of Babylon? The MacGuffin that weaves through the entire plot? The infinite symbiote of fate? And the symbol that compresses time into a shriveled circle?
What may seem like errors or accidents doesn't negate the verities of destiny. On the contrary, they affirm its very existence. Just ask the great Heráclito.
Siapa Heráclito?
In an unobserved universe, the die spins in perpetuity.
Dictating the fate of all in time that is both infinitely long and infinitely short?
Look, I've closed my eyes. I respect the randomness of numbers and destiny. I respect the die's judgment.
Otherwise, we will acquiesce and lose ourselves in the gaps of time and wander forever as ghosts in oblivion.
I don't understand what's going on.
Sama, Recoleta, sama.
With the irony that I probably have more idea what's going on than anyone here.
Miss Recoleta, this is all in your novel, isn't it?
I'm afraid so. The recitations, the references to an astrologer and Heráclito, they couldn't possibly be just a coincidence. Then, could it be? Will they look to the die to dictate their fate?
I shall perform the first roll. Its result will determine the subsequent roll order for this Congress.
Nat 20 yo, enggak kok dia bergulingnya begitu.
The result is 5. This check complies with the prerequisite conditions of the ruling of the die, and the standard roll order has been established. Inmate Jose, please come forth. You are the first in the initiative order. Therefore, fate's judgment shall fall upon you before all else.
Me? Okay. It's 17! Ah, what a wonderful number! 17! Like an oasis in an endless desert.
The result is 17, and the score combination 6 plus 4 plus 4 plus 3. According to the ruling of the die, he shall receive 60 risperidone tablets, 40 clozapine tablets, and 40 diazepam tablets. Additionally, he will assume the role of cultural manager of the Comala Congress. Before he takes office, inmate Jose must clean the first restroom for the next 7 days.
Wonderful! I'll gladly clean the toilet. I've got the brooms here, the toilet detergent, and the toilet brush too. I have been waiting for this opportunity. As cultural manager, I will speak with every inmate and complete the Comala memoir, finally capturing the moments when literary sparks ignite and explode.
Next is inmate Eduardo. Please come forth.
But I
can't remember the ruling of the die. I can't remember anything. Damn it. Sorry, Senora Octavia, but I don't think I can do this. I didn't get any medication in the last Congress. I've had multiple episodes. It's like my brain's jammed or something.
It's all right, inmate Eduardo. It's easy. You don't need to know the rules to roll the die. Give me your hand. I'll help you. My sincerest apologies, inmate Eduardo. The die dictates that you must voluntarily descend into the sewers and write the thematic keyword that currently causes you the most anxiety on the walls.
I thank you very much, Miss Octavia. I think my head's about to split in half. I need a moment to rest before I head down there and fulfill my destiny.
Jadi ini kalau Natwan terjadi disuruh datang turun ke sewer dan menuliskan apa penyebab anxiety-mu di temboknya.
Jailer, are you really letting them make every decision with the roll of a die? Eduardo is clearly in a much more dire condition than Jose. The medication should have been given to him.
As I said, this is how the inmates of the Panopticon maintain order. The physician periodically provides medication, food, and other necessities, and the inmates distribute them in this spontaneous and efficient manner. Neither authority nor violence is involved in this process. This is what sets Kamala apart from all other custodial facilities.
Is that it? You abdicate all agency to the roll of a paper die and call it the randomness of fate? What kind of sick joke is this?
Please calm down, Recoleta. This is the method that the inmates have collectively decided to recognize. They're prepared to face the possible sacrifices that it brings. This isn't about you or me. It's not our place to interfere with a procedure that has been proven both pragmatic and effective. My duty is to assist the inmates in maintaining order through the methods that they have established. And yours is to witness their self-governance, not judge it.
Tak poin tidak bisa mengubah takdir Anda, Pak.
If everything somehow unfolds as it does in my novel, then every role is already predetermined. Verton, do you remember the story I told you last night? The odds of both success and failure were consecutively multiplied. I remember. As soon as a character experiences a failure, they continue to suffer failures in an endless chain reaction. None of Eduardo's future dice rolls will ever result in a number higher than 10. At this rate, this system, this sociedad, ruled by the dice of Babylon, is bound to collapse. Eduardo will never receive any medication. The moment he writes the keyword on the wall could very well be the moment he spells out his own death. No, I can't let this happen. I have to do something.
Wait, Miss Recoleta! What are you doing?
Gegabah. Memang ya. Redmond's entry, Gamble of Fate.
Few soldiers would appreciate the idea of taking orders from an accursed die. A skilled commander would never rely on luck to make decisions. On the battlefield, the distance for every maneuver should be clear and precise, not two numbers with a D in the middle. Unless you're looking to invite a mutiny.
Kok aku mengerti? Orang yang nggak main D&D apakah paham maksudnya not two numbers with a D in the middle? Ini yang nonton harusnya nggak usah dikasih tahu, tapi oke, aku akan memberitahu barangkali in the future ada yang menonton ini dan mereka tidak main tabletop RPG. Two numbers with a D in the middle. Jadi kalau main tabletop RPG, kadang-kadang disebutnya 2D6, 1D10, 2D20, 1D100, 2D12, 3D8 itu 3 itu jumlah dadunya, D adalah dadu, dice ininya, 8 itu adalah sisi berapa. Jadi kalau misalnya disebutnya 12D4 yaitu 12 dadu sisi 4. 1D100, 1 dadu sisi 100, tapi 1 dadu sisi 100 sebetulnya questionable. Jadi pakainya 2 sisi 10.
That said, if a die with such power were placed in a soldier's hand.
Ya, dia referensinya spesifik sekali. Ayo kita mix D&D dan novel dari Amerika Latin. What?
I'm pretty sure they'd roll it and let it decide their destiny. Exactly. There's no good luck without bad luck. Just as a coin must have two sides. Luck essentially defines one's entire life. And whether it's make or break, life or death, the die will keep on rolling.
Tadi komentar di atas ada yang interesting by the way. Jadi apakah visceral realism itu kebalikannya magical realism?
Of course, dice aren't the only tools used to play with fate. Coins, lotteries, even shells on the beach can all serve the same purpose.
Ternyata kalau kita googling magical realism dan kita baca entry Wikipedia-nya, tadi sekilas baca banyak penulis dari Amerika Latin yang genrenya magical realism.
Thanks to the randomness of fate, a Babylonian may rise to be a proconsul one day and fall into slavery the next. Well, that's where historians come in. With a little creative editing of the history books, even the random rolls of a die can suddenly make sense. What were once avoidable tragedies are rebranded as reasonable incidents or even desirable outcomes. You're starting to sound like a gambler. But even gamblers, after hitting a hot streak or a losing spell, start to convince themselves that they've figured out the grand pattern behind games of chance. It isn't just gamblers either. Witches tried to influence fate through rituals and charms. Ancient mathematicians calculated probabilities on paper. Some even wrote books on game theory. Meanwhile, others suspected there were cheaters among them. I just hope these high rollers unite to confront the demon who holds the laws of the universe, the past, present, and future, in its claws, and give it a well done and a slap in the face. Haven't I always? It's just that today, the die rolled a peculiar number. But all things considered, I prefer the other kind of commander. The die is cast, but regardless of what number has been rolled, it's time to cross the river.
Transformation of quantity into quality is the greatest realization of the method of exhaustion. Soothsayer, World Maker. Nggak bisa langsung hard ya. Setelah pikir-pikir, kok ini mirip juga sama penjara di Fontaine. Penjara di Fontaine itu kan underwater. Meropide itu underwater. Ini, si penjara ini, kalau dilihat, bisa kita ini nggak sih? Kalau dilihat, ini, kolam ini, itu tuh mirip ini. Jadi apa namanya ya? Jadi kan kalau di internet banyak beredar ini apa foto liminal space kayak gitu. Nah, kemarin itu ada game yang memang temanya liminal space dan salah satunya itu dia nunjukin kolam renang yang kenapa kolam renang ini di sini ke ujungnya di mana, something like that gitu loh vibe-nya. Ada satu video klip dari apa namanya, satu video klip dari video klip dari lagu ending film yang aku tonton di JFF, itu vibe-nya kayak gini banget si kolam renangnya yang muncul di sana. Octavia remains a picture of serenity as young.
Miss Recoleta, as a witness to the Congress, you have the right to express your doubts calmly.
Listen, you... No, it's nothing. It's just that I'd like to participate in the dice rolling ceremony. May I?
Of course. The very fact that you're standing here in the Panopticon proves that you share a common fate with it.
It doesn't matter when I roll the die, since the rolls are simply a reflection of the randomness of fate, right?
Precisely.
Then I'd like to perform my role after the 27th inmate. Is that all right?
As you wish, Miss Recoleta.
Ya spesifik sekali. Lah, kita harus encounter dulu. Apa nih? Supply? Ya, jangan pakai J.
And now, I belong to this set. Who made beans?
Nothing happened. A small game that examines your luck. Roll the dice every round. Different numbers cause different effect. Oh.
It could be found. Given that...
En todos los momentos.
Are you irrational numbers?
Are you rational numbers?
Do I have to do this?
Deal to random time enemy trigger 4 times.
Command.
Ini apa sih? Oh, one target attack.
Más allá del concepto mundano del tiempo. Idealismo, vuelos de fantasía, patrones ocultos.
Nothing happens.
En todos los momentos.
It could be found.
Ini all ya.
El camino a Dion. Nuestro adversario es el tiempo.
Tidak selalu rasional. Make sense.
La acumulación de laberintos. Suéltalo todo una vez más. lados de la vida.
Intersect and divide.
Nuestro aliado es la verdad. Más allá del concepto.
Brave decision.
The final demonstration.
Nuestro adversario es el tiempo.
Our courage and determination brought us victory. Everyone, you have my respect.
It seems fate favors you, Miss Recoleta.
Apakah dia dapat net 20?
Here are your supplies. Please be sure to follow the distribution rules of the Congress. This is an essential structure of Comala, and a belief shared by all its inmates. Honor it.
Pesan gantang, iya betul. Aku baru dapat Duncan kemarin.
These supplies belong to me now, Octavia. I'm free to use them however I please. Here, Eduardo. Take them.
But I haven't fulfilled my destiny yet. These precious tablets and capsules, I can't accept them. They are gifts from fate. The die has placed them in your palm.
But I don't need them. You do.
Thank you, kind señorita.
Apakah dia melanggar peraturan? Mati berbusa ini.
Eduardo, what's wrong? Are you taking the medicine right now? There's no need to rush. There's plenty of it. You can have it all.
Por Dios, Eduardo! How could you squander fate's gifts like this? Kind señorita, please, give me the medication. I need it more than anyone else.
Recoleta.
No, I'm the one who needs the most. Give me the medication.
Ah.
With the protection of these amulets, I might finally be able to get a peaceful night's sleep. No more trembling floors and wailing ghosts.
Enough! Enough!
Ya, Recoleta.
You shouldn't have done that, Miss Recoleta. Your ignorant generosity could shatter the very basis of our survival. We have never had such chaos at the Congress. Understand this. We rely only on the randomness of fate to distribute supplies and assign responsibilities. If you disrupt the status quo, the entire system of the Panopticon will collapse beyond repair. It is only by respecting the arbitrariness of fate and adhering to the rules of the Die of Babylon that we have kept this place functioning all this time.
The Die of Babylon? Tell me, how did you know this name? Are you the one orchestrating this whole thing? ¿Podría ser? ¿Eres Aleph? ¿Tal como sospechaba Verdun?
Let go of me, Miss Recoleta. Have you gone mad? The roll of the die is absolutely random. I'm not orchestrating anything. Before the Congress began, I made an oath. I intend to keep it.
Please, calm down, Miss Recoleta. I think she's telling the truth.
sorry, Octavia, but please, you have to tell me how you learned about the die of Babylon. I must know. Only my pen pal and I should have any knowledge about this die.
I heard about it from the physician. He described it as a symbol of collective consciousness that we could harness to maintain immaculate order in the Panopticon. The Comala Congress was coined, iterated, and perfected by the physician based on this concept.
The physician again. Everything eventually leads back to him, just as we suspected.
I see. Jailer, we have to meet with the physician in person. Now.
Nyuruh siapa Anda?
As I've told you many times, Dr. Merlin is too busy at the moment. I couldn't possibly trouble him over a novel and a pen pal. They are just fantasies.
Couldn't you make an exception? What if they're not just fantasies? What if they're tied to the very survival of this place? Miss Recoleta said the Panopticon could collapse because of the die of Babylon.
Are you seriously telling me you believe that nonsense?
It wasn't nonsense, nor are they fantasies. You saw with your own eyes how I won the die roll.
It was just a coincidence.
Ya, saya telah melihatnya, katanya.
What if we present you with stronger evidence to prove it's more than just a coincidence? If everything in the Panopticon proceeds according to Miss Recoleta's novel as she says, she should be able to predict what happens next, including the roll results of the absolutely random die.
That's right. The die of Babylon isn't random at all. It's nothing but a supercilious fraud veiled under the guise of fate, and an actor of the inescapable loop of history, and...
Like glitching.
Not one of you is paying attention to me whatsoever. Ugh, to hell with this era of ignoring unknown writers.
Recoleta.
Miss Recoleta, please make your prediction for the next inmate's die roll. This way, you can prove to Miss Jailer the irrefutable connection between Kamala and your novel, The Rise and Fall of Sanity.
You finally remembered its name! Oh, what sweet balm to my spirit!
Hey.
Miss Octavia, please continue the Congress and let the next inmate perform their role. Then Miss Recoleta's statement will be proven true.
I appreciate the reminder. No matter the interruption, the Comala Congress must go on. Though not for Miss Recoleta's sake, of course. Next inmate, please. Hello, inmate Garcia. You know what to do.
Of course.
La sexta cara. Un pilar roto. El flujo de la fortuna y la calamidad. So the result of the next roll will be a 6.
As fate reveals, the number is 6.
Just as Miss Recoleta predicted.
That could still be a coincidence. Do it again.
Bapak 6.
La 13ª cara. Una cadencia desconcertante, sin un verdadero principio ni fin. La 4ª cara. Un hombre que se ahogaba usó el último de sus fuerzas para nadar a la seguridad, solo para descubrir que había confundido un espejo con la superficie del agua. La 17ª cara. Cojeaba hacia el distante oasis, solo para que la débil humedad y la inquietante quietud revelaran cruelmente que era un espejismo. La 6ª cara. Otro pilar roto con grietas idénticas a la última, confirmó la hipótesis de la investigadora de paracausalidad. Este lugar solía ser un edificio circular. Is that enough? I've almost finished the entire chapter.
It's not possible.
Tidak mungkin.
Who are you?
I'm sorry if this comes as a shock to you, but I did warn you, Octavia. Now it's proven. The Die of Babylon is anything but the so-called randomness of fate.
Have you been sent here by some god? Or are you a hobby prophet?
Hobby
Have you brought
prophet.
this knowledge to save us? Or to shatter our beliefs? Our world?
Wow. Huh.
What is this thing in my hand? What are we? What is this prison?
I don't know if it's some kind of sorcery or arcane skill, but it's unfathomable.
Jadi Seventeen katanya Oasis pada Mirage. Yang pertama dapat 17 gimana? Yang pertama dapat 17 dikasih obat-obatan lumayan banyak, tapi dia harus bersihin toilet dulu. Dan dia jadi kultural apa? Head of cultural for the next congress. Tapi dia harus bersihin toilet dulu.
I'll take you to the physician. Not because of your earlier request, but because the situation has escalated beyond my means. The overseer of the Panopticon will decide how to handle your situation.
Dealernya Meng, betul.
To be honest, Miss Recoleta, I wasn't sure you'd be able to correctly predict everything.
Vertin gambling ya?
Timekeeper, are you saying that you risk everything on a hunch?
Soneto, kamu harusnya sudah terbiasa.
Didn't it?
Come with me. Dr. Merlin's office is in the central tower.
Dealernya Meng. Sini Meng diuyel dulu.
Sexta versión de mi novela, todos en el pueblo mueren a causa del dado de Babilonia. Porque solo la muerte
Gak usah diomongin Recoleta. Sixth version.
y carcelero. Eres el empleado del banco, ¿verdad? Entonces, al final, también sufrirás un colapso como el empleado del banco, cuando se da cuenta de que él y el pescador de dunas son la misma persona. If all of this is tied to the rise and fall of sanity, then, as its creator,
Kamu bisa ngubah. Enggak.
I will get to the bottom of this.
Enggak, kamu nyari endingnya, baik. Dealer Jaguar. Gue beresin dulu ininya deh. Panjang, yang itu. Jadinya jah. Oh ya, jangan pakai J karena dia tidak menyerang.
And now, I belong to this set. Stay behind me. I'll keep us safe. Here's another one. It could be found.
Jaja Bizarre Adventure. Kok gue ada satu lagi? Kalau ada satu lagi, satuin aja ini.
Aha. Intercept and divide. Here's the net.
Come on.
Brave decision.
This part should do. And and divide.
Salah, ngapain debuff?
It could be found. Isn't that? Oh look, here's another one. This crunch should do. Are you a rational member? Oh, be careful. Intersect and divide.
Oh, battle tab-nya ya? Iya sih, enak sih.
Oh, be careful.
Iya, judulnya 1D20.
It could be found, isn't that? You want me to? Uh-huh. Are you a rational member?
This is not bad for a stretch.
Boundary shatters and an astrologer glimpses an unspeakable truth. Enter the darkness. Miss Octavia, however, never made an appearance. I didn't see her for quite some time. It was until I followed some prisoners to a large hall and heard her voice among a group of unfamiliar inmates. Noticed me and greeted me warmly. She told me she had been working on some new initiatives. Told me of her hopes to gather more support to improve conditions in the prison and initiate a spiritual shift toward realism and resistance. I truly believed back then that everything was heading in the right direction. By the randomness of fate, we've gathered here to participate in the Komala Congress. Mereka harus berduel. Oh, executed tadi ya, yang ini ya. A duel before crowd of eager eyes. The winner awarded 10 pounds of gold and the loser left with 10 flies to descend upon him.
What's going on?
Miss Erd, please, Julio needs your help. I don't want him to die.
Please, Miss Octavia, help me so I can help him.
Mr. Julio is gone. He left us the moment the duel was over. A life is taken, and that's all you have to say? What a ridiculous, laughable man you are! I've had enough of your condescending stone-hearted ego and your pompous sophistry. He'll only bring misfortune upon us with his constant rambling about that visceral realism. Only the physician, the true overseer of this prison, can save us from this situation. Please join our society, Miss Dores.
Forgive me, Miss Octavia. While I truly appreciate your kind offer, I'm afraid my conversation with the physician must remain private.
Why? Yes.
I've had such a lovely time here. So much so that I almost forgot what I came for. that inescapable gaze, and the permanent theme of fate. You've decided to save the people here with your own hands, in your own way, and so have I. There are things I must face alone.
I see. Lend me your palm. I'll draw you the way to his office. Good luck to you. And to all of us.
Farewell, Miss Octavia. I truly hope all goes well for you in the days ahead. And in your journey, finding answers about fate, too.
Wait here a moment. I'll report the situation and your request to Dr. Merlin. However, since he's always busy, I can't guarantee he'll agree to meet you, but I'll do my best to persuade him.
Now's our chance, Sonetto.
Our chance? What do you mean, Timekeeper?
Our chance to do what, 13?
The jailer will let us search the central tower, even in this situation. We should take the initiative and look for clues while she's away.
I see, Timekeeper. I will do my best.
Sonetto tidak terpikir itu.
Thank you for your assistance, Miss Recoleta. Without your precise predictions, we wouldn't be standing here now. I haven't yet grasped the connection between the die, your novel, and what's happening in this place. But by process of elimination, it's almost certain that your pen pal, Aleph, is right behind this door.
Sometimes I envy your decisiveness, Vertin. I'm sure many people have praised this special talent of yours.
Are you all right? You don't seem as excited as when we first entered Kamala.
The all-seeing sentinel of the Panopticon, veiled within the central tower. If it truly is Aleph, I don't know how to face such a terrifying and increasingly plausible reality.
Sorry to interrupt, but... Timekeeper, I think you'll want to see these.
Sign Erd. This is a letter from Dr. Dores.
Her handwriting, it's as beautiful as I'd imagined. Who is it addressed to? Dear Mr. Aleph. Aleph?
Looks like Dores and Aleph are acquaintances. Or at least, they've had some correspondence. Dear Mr. Aleph, my apologies if this reaches you at an inconvenient time. I am Dores, pen name Erd, an ordinary inmate of the Panopticon of Kamala. I write seeking your guidance, if you wouldn't mind offering it to me. I heard from the physician, Dr. Merlin, that...
You have the answer to every question. A statement which has been echoed by the idealist and the other inmates. I have something I wish to ask you. What exactly is your role at the prison? Chief Warden? A secret backer? An observer who dominates the prison? Are you truly the supreme ruler of the Panopticon of Kamala?
Dear Erd, I do indeed have answers for every question, including yours. I'm afraid every one of your speculations is off the mark. I am merely an inmate who chose to imprison himself here. And allow me to point out that your identity isn't as ordinary as you claim. Why is it that you, my fellow inmate and guest of Manus Vindictae, are so interested in Kamala?
Dr. Dores? A guest of Manus Vindictae?
It came from inside the room. Do you think they're okay?
The jailer and the physician! What happened?
I'm not sure, but it could be bad. Come on, let's go in and see if they're all right. It seems we've stumbled upon the physician's...
The physician's office. I should have known. But... is this an operating room? As if this prison wasn't bizarre enough already.
Didn't I tell you to wait outside? What do you think you're doing barging in like this?
We were just worried about your safety, jailer.
Enough. Get out of...
Quiet. The reptilian complex governs all our fundamental functions. Our heartbeat, breathing, fight or flight responses, and our territory and hierarchy awareness. Our primitive ancestors, like reptiles and birds, followed such instincts to survive. Through millions of years of evolution, we developed the limbic system. This processes emotions and forms memories. It allows us to feel fear, sadness, anger, joy. Our behaviors are given meaning. Now it's the neocortex that makes up more than 2/3 of our total brain volume. Language, perception, logical reasoning, abstract thought. This is what forms the complexity of human nature. We read, create, perceive. We try to understand both the world and ourselves. We are forever setting goals, one after another. And all this, these multitudes, happens within the confines of the skull, in the tight folds of the crowded cerebral cortex.
Is he performing surgery?
Such a delicate and elaborate organ. Were it unable to forget, what would come of it? Can this space, no larger than the palm of my hand, truly accommodate dozens of people at once?
What's happened to the patient? It looks like he's dying. ¿Fracasó la cirugía?
Nonsense. The surgery was a tremendous success. I have erased his debilitating hysteria and restored order to the Panopticon. What are you trying to achieve by barging in here? Forget it. The next operation requires my attention. Jailer, show them out. Bring me the next patient in 15 minutes.
I'm sorry, Miss Burton. I'm afraid you have to leave now.
Please, just let us speak with you. It'll only take a moment. I have something very important I need to ask.
Important? Nothing is of greater importance than my experiments in the Panopticon, outsiders. To ensure they continue, the stability of time and schedule is absolutely paramount.
Experiments in the Panopticon? So you really are the controller of the prison, then?
Controller? What an outdated notion. Superficial, really. The Panopticon has no need for such power, regardless of who occupies the central tower, or even if no one's there at all. Every inmate is both the observer and the observed, both wielders and subjects of power. Achieving such a state requires no physical or violent measures. The structure of the Panopticon itself is the mechanism which sustains it. Kamala is simply a manifestation of this model. Once I confirm its feasibility and adaptability, this model can be applied to any functional setting with only minor modifications. So far, it has proven to be far superior to any current system of governance in our world, transcendental even. Curse it. Why am I wasting time explaining this to you? Time is running out.
Dr. Merlin, you keep mentioning time. What exactly do you mean by that?
Really? You need to ask? Even those oily-headed lunatics know it. The end of this era is imminent, is it not?
You know about the storm?
That's what you call it, is it? A storm that washes everything away. You employees of the St. Pavlov Foundation should know better than I. Soon, this era and everything in it will cease to exist. I must prove the feasibility of the Panopticon model before this place is turned to ruins, or something even more unrecognizable.
A storm that washes everything away? Burton, what on earth are you two talking about?
No one can predict the era to which we will be reversed. I have seen the eras change time and time again. The transformation of this place, over and over. But no matter which era each of these 9 storms, as you call them, has taken us back to, Cordeismo continues to plague this land. Dependency theorists, martyred revolutionists, I've seen them all. You, young writer, are no different from those intellectuals who were swept away in the rain. There is no romance in this era, only the repeated cycles of madness and brutality. An endless, meaningless struggle. Only in this forgotten corner can we momentarily escape the plundering of the marauders and the chaos they unleash. Although it won't be long before this place is looted by those oily-headed lunatics. Just as it has countless times before on this land as rich as silver. But there is still hope. Even in a wasteland, we may still be saved. As long as I uncover the path to transcendentality, I will find the ultimate answer. Ugh, I've already wasted far too much time on you. Leave. Now.
You heard him. Please don't press things any further.
All right, Senor. I get it. Obviously, you don't want to discuss my novel with me anymore. So I won't insist upon it. All the letters we wrote to one another, all those inspiring revisions and suggestions, I guess they meant nothing to you. But there's still something I must tell you. Jailer, could you please allow us a private conversation with the No. With Aleph.
Leave us, jailer. I'll spare these outsiders 5 minutes.
Ini judulnya harusnya mencari Aleph, Ber. Mencari Aleph. Ganti mention, ya. Settingnya memang masih di Argentina, ya nggak sih, di Argentina kan settingnya. Ini ada berapa sih? 18 ya? Aduh, 35 lagi.
Dr. Merlin, or should I say Aleph, I don't know why you're using my novel to manipulate the Panopticon. But you need to know that it won't serve your purpose, whether in fiction or reality. You claim that the inmates are both the observer and the observed, and both wielders and subjects of power. How could you be so blind as to not see the true state of the Panopticon? The inmates haven't achieved any perfect order. No, they've devolved into pitiful caricatures of themselves, performers in some endless pantomime to be watched from the central tower. Even their medication has become a prop to demonstrate the so-called randomness of fate in the theater that is the Panopticon. This farce hasn't made the Panopticon a better place. No, it has warped it into a twisted theater of cruelty, where the sick are denied treatment and left to quietly perish in the dark corners of its halls. And literature has died alongside them. This prison is a monster, born under the gaze of this all-seeing power. Aleph, is this truly the ultimate answer you've been searching for?
What? Are you suggesting that this is the answer I've reached? That my experiment has been a failure all along, and I've been too blind to see it? No, impossible. Foucault's theory is flawless. I have removed every obstacle to the running of this prison. It is pure, sacrosanct. I have constantly re-evaluated the system, adjusting my instructions to my subordinates to ensure the most efficient maintenance of the established order. And now, you stand here and tell me that everything I've done has been meaningless from the very beginning? That the power model I have implemented has already been replaced by an alternative? No, outsiders. The perfect order of the Panopticon shall not be disrupted. I will not be swayed by your lies. This facility is superior to all others. Nothing here escapes my notice. That said, it isn't easy to work a miracle, as we all know. I shall personally verify it, all myself.
What's happening?
Visitors from another era. You have come here with plagued ideologies in an attempt to break the subtle balance of the panopticon. But did you not notice the tiles beneath your feet? The cracks and water stains on the walls, constantly changing right before your eyes. This room, the previous room, every room, you have blindly wandered through them, seeing them as nothing more than the building blocks of a monotonous labyrinth. But this place was not born from the chaotic imaginings of a madman. No, every inch has been crafted through the meticulous harnessing of order and power. Every wisp of spider silk drifting in the wind, every speck of rust on the gallery rail. Every detail of the panopticon has been built by my own hands. With this ever-shifting die, concepts may be transformed into reality, and ideals into substance. I observe the movement of every entity, the passage of every second. The moment you entered this realm, you too became subjects of my experiment.
Always ready to go.
And it was by choosing Jay that they began their path towards victory.
Stay behind me. I'll keep us safe.
Admit it. This is all getting out of hand. Impossible! All is under the die's control. What may appear to be chaos is nothing more than a temporary deviation.
This crunch should do. Given that. Form is a bubble.
You won't get away. Please stay behind.
It could be found.
My responsibility.
Intersect and divide. Oh look, here's another one.
强梁 ，Please let me 有强梁既出，王有不为。Awaken.
Oh, be careful.
It's special, precise, perfect. It is far from perfect. You know that as well as I. Why else would we be conducting this experiment?
As long as I've got you at my side, I've got nothing to worry about.
Oh, dapat ini.
This happened when the idealist was attacked too.
To think we've been trapped in a prison fabricated by a die all this time.
Pang-auto.
Did the physician really build all this with such a small, simple object?
The distortion is getting worse. Prepare yourselves to fight or flee.
Please, Dr. Merlin, stop this!
No. You're asking for the impossible. Power model of the Panopticon is destined to permeate all of society. Such insignificant interferences could never plunge it into chaos. But it already has, Merlin. You failed. I have not failed, as long as I keep the prison running. It isn't your power model running the prison. It's the die. It's simply a form of magic, unrelated to the microphysics of power you seek. It provides no aid in your experimentation with power. It's a false hope. A castle in the sky given to you by the military junta and Manus Vindictae.
Manus Vindictae?
Yaitu dadunya.
Really are working with them. What exactly do you intend to do?
Itu dadunya udah meleleh-leleh hitam.
Then I've also failed. I've ended up a pathetic fool, lost in the chaos of reality. Just like the idealist chasing visceral realism, Paracelsus seeking the fountain of youth, and Zahir obsessing over the one-sided coin. When did it all start falling apart, Alan? When the doorknob loosened? When the prisoner's wounds started to fester? Or when the daily disinfectant concentration reached 28 milligrams? Or the crack in the second gray brick on the wall expanded to 6 millimeters? Or was it when Warden Tartuffe left Ushuaia with news of the Foucault Association's dissolution? This place should have been the ideal ground for psychoanalytic practice. Why did they halt all research, all discussion? We've been abandoned, haven't we? By eras old and new. You designed and have maintained everything in Kamala, right down to the smallest detail. But it is these details that trap you. And as the bars close around you, you are losing your name, Merlin. And you're becoming the physician. A man forever imprisoned within these walls. I don't understand. All these false eras are like a dreadful novel with no conclusion. Trying to find answers within such things is, in itself, a mistake. Much like them, you are destined never to attain transcendentality. Tell me, Olive, does the ultimate answer even exist?
Itu tuh barang itu. Dadunya.
Shopkeeper, are you alright?
Yes. And you? And Miss Recoleta? Are you okay? Miss Recoleta?
You're...
The word utopia derives from Greek. It means no place. People cannot understand the structure of the labyrinth, yet they continue to follow its paths. They cannot comprehend the mechanics of fate, yet they believe in its jurisdiction. As if, by doing so, everything will naturally fall into place.
Reverse ini kenapa tidak ada lagunya di Spotify?
And now, the polar night approaches. How good it is to see you, pen pal.
Masih ada sampai 18. Ini masih berapa lama lagi eventnya? Déraison. Oh, masih 20 hari lagi. Ah ya, masih. Oh, ada rerun Hayaski.
Oi, that's your last warning, mate. You're under arrest. Charge! Oh no. I was sleepwalking again, wasn't I?
Gimana topi ini bisa sleepwalking? Belum ya? Ah iya, belum naikin apa-apa. Anyway, karena ini Senin dan besok masih Selasa. Karena ini Senin dan besok masih Selasa, sepertinya tidak mungkin mengejar sampai beres sampai beres stage 18. Jadi ya akan dilanjutkan minggu depan. Tapi kemungkinan akan nyambung ini sih, akan nyambung sekalian sama apa namanya? Akan nyambung sekalian sama si ini. Ruinas Lurises. Directors de Metaforas. Tunggu, dia tinggal 9 hari lagi. Masih sempat harusnya. Anekdot sih yang prioritas, soalnya anekdot ini cuman... Oh iya. Apakah gua punya? Ambil dulu. Kayaknya anekdot akan kuberesin terpisah sih, nggak pakai streaming ini, mungkin masih streaming. Hayaski kalau udah kebuka belum, Hayaski harusnya 2 minggu lagi. Jadi ya, terima kasih semuanya yang masih menyimak sampai jam segini. Kita bertemu lagi minggu depan dengan PNG tuber yang mungkin sudah ada ekspresinya. Ya, terima kasih banyak, thank you semua.